Your time now is 6:43 and your vote 2024. Michigan is a crucial battleground state in this presidential election, and we have plenty of important local races on the ballot as well. We are joined live this morning by Governor Gretchen Whitmer just one day before Election Day. Thank you so much for joining us, Governor Whitmer, on this election eve. First off, just how important is the state of Michigan in this presidential election?
Michigan's going to play an outsized role in this election, just like microcosm of the country. We are divided. We have a tendency to think a long time before we elect our leaders, and I'm excited. I think this is an opportunity for us to show the world that we are good, hardworking people, and we expect our leaders to be as well. So I'm out stumping for Kamala Harris, and very pleased to see how many people have already gotten their ballots in, but there's a lot more that need to vote tomorrow.
Well, let's expand on that. Let's talk about voter turnout. Early in-person voting ended yesterday. At last check, more than 1 million people made it to the polls early, and there are more than 7 million registered voters in the state. What's your big takeaway from the large number of people who have taken advantage of both absentee and early in-person voting?
I think it shows that this new Democratic legislature and I did something that the voters really appreciated and liked, the ability to go in and schedule when they can go in and vote. For a lot of folks, it is just too hard to wait until Election Day and arrange childcare or time off work or transportation. So giving voters flexibility 9 days out, I think, has shown that this is something that people want. And I think after this election, we should do a deep dive, see how it went, and see what more we can do to make it easier for people in Michigan to cast their ballots.
The last few presidential election cycles, there has been an increase in misinformation and disinformation being pushed on social media, sometimes from foreign actors. As the leader of our state, what is your message to all Michiganders on the security of our elections and the steps the state has taken to ensure that?
We have boasted fair, free, secure, and safe elections for many, many decades, my whole lifetime, and probably well before that. Whether it was a Republican or a Democrat in the Secretary of State's office or in our local clerk's offices, they take an oath and they deliver. And Michigan should be very proud we've had such great, safe, and secure elections. And tomorrow's election will be the same. You should have confidence in your ballot getting counted.
Yes. And, bottom line, why should people be active in the political process and vote? Michigan has same-day voter registration. It's never too late to participate in Election Day, right?
That's right. And, it's important who our leaders are matter. And, I am stumping for Kamala Harris because I know how important it is that we've got a leader in the White House who cares about people, who is going to stay focused on building up our economy. Sadly, that the Trump advance and Mike Johnson wing of the Republican Party have said they want to undo the CHIPS Act. That would be devastating to our economy. We've got so many good paying jobs, so much industry that is built up here in Michigan and has benefited from the onshoring of supply chains, and that's something we cannot go back on. So this is going to have big consequences for our individual rights, for climate, for common sense gun safety, but also for our economy, and that is front and center for me as I think about making sure that Michigan is in a strong place where every person can get on a path to prosperity.
And it does feel like we say this every election cycle, that this is a consequential election, but can you kind of talk about the efforts to try and build a coalition? We are really divided more than ever before as a country. What is your message to folks on the other side?
Join us. You don't have to buy into 100% of the agenda. Frankly, many of us don't buy into 100% of the agenda. I would say this, though: you need a commander-in-chief who sees you, understands your life, and who's going to fight for you every single day. I think Kamala Harris, that is who she is. That's why people like Fred Upton, longtime Republican congressman here in Michigan, Rusty Hills, who was the head of the Michigan GOP under the Engler years, they have endorsed Kamala Harris because they know, even though they don't agree with 100% of the agenda, they got a seat at the table, and you got a commander-in-chief who's honest, who's going to work hard, and is going to be a great advocate for people in Michigan.
And then quickly, before we let you go, any Election Day rituals we need to know about?
Not really. I'm not on the ballot. My husband keeps saying, "You're not even on the ballot. Why are you working so hard?" But this is a high stakes moment for Michigan, for America, and it's important. So please get out and vote. this state is going to decide who the next president is, and your voice matters.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer, we do appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.